Hello clients of balance. Today's short session is going to be about shoulders. There's a lot of tension going around at the moment, so we're going to help to relieve tight shoulders. All of the Pilates exercises that we all normally do when we pull the shoulders away from the ears are helpful, but we can be more specific on the shoulders themselves. So let's start by rolling the shoulders. My favourite thing is to roll shoulders backwards rather than forwards. We spend a lot of time with the shoulders forwards anyway, so rolling backwards I think works better. Hold on to the shoulders and roll the elbows. This helps to keep the whole shoulder girdle down, but gives you a bigger range. And then of course you can circle with the arms if the shoulder joint allows it. Let's turn the elbows, or turn the arms out at the elbows, keeping the elbows fixed in space. Doesn't really matter how far you go here. What you're trying to do is maintain symmetry so that you're going the same distance on both sides. We can protract and retract, which is taking the whole shoulder joint forwards and backwards. Protraction and retraction. We can take it up and down into elevation and depression. And this is probably easier to be done down here. Now this is what we've done in your very first Pilates class. We talked about how do your shoulders feel when you shrug up and draw down. When we connect underneath the armpits, if there's a sense of tension above the shoulders, then there is an imbalance, and it means that there's a tension somewhere. Most people have it, so it's quite normal, but it's something that we want to try and alleviate because we generally spend too much time with our shoulders up like this. So 10 shoulder shrugs, and I'm more interested in the downward action than the upward action. Every time you think about it is going to help. These shoulder muscles start up at the base of the neck, so even our neck exercises are worth doing, where we turn the head, and we want to be able to go evenly to both sides, and when we bring an ear to the shoulder. Now if we want to take this a little bit further, then we would take ear to the shoulder, with this hand hold on, so we're not pulling with this hand, we're just holding the head still, and with this arm the elbow draws down. And that should create more of a stretch. If you want to take that stretch further around to the back of the neck, you look down into your armpit a little bit and draw down there. And release. Come up and do the same on the other side. Ear to the shoulder, hold on with this hand and draw down with this elbow. If you're doing it standing up, you can do it with the hand. I'm just running out of space. Look into your armpit if you want it further around to the back of the neck, and relax there. So this you could do sitting, standing, walking, in the car, at a desk, wherever you want. But if you aren't going to be able to get down onto your mat, protraction and retraction here is really good because you're working against gravity. Now we used to do it's a body control exercise, so you used to do more of these, but shoulder drops are beautiful. You reach one arm up and then you drop it back down into place. One arm and thud it back down. I reckon it's better done one-sided rather than trying to thud both arms down. That's a bit awkward. So just thud one arm down and then the other. Here we can do Isle of Man arms. If you think of the coat of arms on the Isle of Man, it's 3 arms bent in same sort of direction. Clearly we don't have 3 arms, but it's the Isle of Man arms, which is perfect because that's where Joseph Pilates was interred during the First World War. Anyway, so we've done protraction and retraction. We can do elevation and depression. Now this is elevation and depression of the shoulder joint. So in reality, that is elevating the hand and the whole arm, but in terms of shoulder joint movement, that's called protraction and retraction, and this is called elevation and depression. And to do those 2 sets lying down feels different to how it feels sitting up or standing up. Here we can also turn the head from side to side, and because gravity affects us differently, it's a nice thing to do. What I suggest is leaving the head still at the back and kind of roll the head in an arc. If you need a cushion behind here, excuse me, yes I am tired. If you need a cushion behind here, then that's fine. So you can do it with the head on the cushion, so long as the neck muscles aren't working too hard. Okay, let's look at lying on your side for shoulders. The picnic shoulder. Making sure that the elbow is directly below the shoulder. Knees are bent, and we can hang down and press away. Hang down and press away. So the hanging down is the distance that we have here is dependent on the length of our tendons and ligaments that are holding us together. And it's easier to hang out here. It is harder to be here. But now you're using muscles, you're activating muscles, and this is a much better place to be. And especially if you have weak shoulders, it's good to go through the picnic shoulder. Now don't go so far that it causes any pain or discomfort, so just stay within a pain-free range. So if this is as far as you can move without causing pain, perfect. That's all you're going to do today, tomorrow and the next day, and then maybe next week you'll be able to reach further. So once we are able to push quite far on this one, you can support with this hand. I suggest having a flat hand if you can, because it's better than pushing on the fingers, and then you can do hip lifts. Hip lifts. Breathing out and engaging the core as you lift, obviously, and breathe out. If you want to make this a complex movement, you would breathe out to come up, take a breath in, and then breathe out to thread the needle, snake and twist. And this is a rotation on this shoulder joint. So we're going under and coming up, and under and coming up and back down. Obviously we do the same on the other side. If you have a weak side, then do the weak side first. Work out which one is weaker or stronger, but do the weak side first. Go to the stronger side, and then go back to the weak side. So the weak side gets 2 sessions. 2 sets in the same workout is a worthwhile thing to consider. We can be 4-point kneeling. And here, it's really good to do these protractions and retractions. Now, what we don't want to be doing is bending and straightening the arms. This is not about doing a push-up. Keeping the arms straight and taking the body through the shoulder joint and back up again, so that the spine is moving as a oneer, and we're not really doing a cat stretch here. Down and up, down and up. Now you could even do elevation and depression. It's not so much point doing that, but it's an interesting thing to think about. From here, what I'd really like to think about and look at is the push-up position, where we'd step back and we would do a protraction and retraction here. You might need to do it on the knees. The further away the knees are or up on your feet is obviously harder work. Most people, if I show you from the front, most people have their hands too far in front of them, and they let the shoulders go like this. So the shoulders are shrugged up and you're slung from the shoulders. We want to have the hands directly underneath the shoulders and to be pushed up in between. This correct push-up position, and it's correct because it's just better for the shoulder joint, tends to bring the elbows back, which makes a Pilates push-up and a more correct push-up take the elbows down to the side of the body and out, rather than out to the side, because this changes the dynamics at the shoulder. When you are doing push-ups, I don't mind where your elbows are. They should just go wherever it's most comfortable. But with the elbows going to the back of the body, it's more of a tricep push-up, back of the arm. When we're going out to the side, it's more chest. So it depends on what we're doing the push-up for. And then what your shoulders can do. I haven't got any kit at the moment, specifically because you guys don't, but if you happen to have a stretchy band, you can do external rotations like so. External rotation, hold the stretchy band in between the arms and turn out like this. What I'll do is I'll do more videos on all these things with kit. Tins of beans, if you're lucky enough to have some of those. You'll have a tin of peaches or something, and that's a perfect thing. A bottle of water, we can do some exercises with that. The shoulders are going to be quite tense from everything that we do these days, so I think it is worthwhile exercising them just a little bit more on their own, and certainly building it into all of your routines. I'm going to be making more videos for you guys, and we're getting closer day by day to having the online video classes set up for you guys as well, and I hope to see you all soon. Cheers!